So I have to start off apologizing. And I'm going to apologize for not apologizing, for being bold, outrageous, audacious, and authentic. And I'm sorry for anyone in the front row who gets hit with bodily fluids. I am not responsible. The other thing is, I feel really bad for those newcomers. I mean, you either pick the perfect day or a really bad day to come here. Because I am going to shatter whatever you thought you believed when you came in that door. And hopefully change your perception of who you are. Because the stories I'm going to tell you is my way and my truth and my light that I discovered. It may not be your way and your path. It probably isn't. We all have our own way and our own path. It may not be your truth because your mission is to discover your truth, but it's my truth. And to discover your light. So I'm going to share my light. And that light is your power. And that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to go on this path to discover your truth and shatter these illusions and find your light, which is a source of power. And I'm not talking metaphorically here. I am a 12-year nuclear engineer, advanced math major, reactor kinetics, physics, underwater acoustics, weapons systems, nuclear submarine officer. I've got so much left brain crap in my head, I walk with a port list. Okay? I'm surprised so many people in Texas know that. That, list is port, that means you lean to the left for landlubbers. See, I grew up on the water. So until I broke my neck and straightened everything out, which, took a little while. But, so what I'm going to share with you is the events that happened in my life, which changed everything. It changed my understanding of who I thought I am, why I'm here, where I came from, my purpose. It changed what I do, who I love, why I do it. It was a complete existential crisis. It shattered my Roman Catholic upbringing. It shattered my belief in a Republican Party or a Democratic Party. It shattered my belief in that I only live once and that I die. It shattered everything. And it was very hard, but it was very freeing, and it's a wonderful story. So I need to warn you now, okay, this is where, that was the easy part, okay? So you can fasten your seatbelts and put your tray table in the upright and locked position because, we're about to take off. The story begins with Act 1 with this young guy who started off as a fireman and enlists in the Navy and gets a nomination from the Secretary of the Navy, and I go to the Naval Academy and I graduate. I'm one of 37 distinguished graduates. I'm a nuclear engineer and math major. I spent 11 years on a submarine chasing Russians and during the Cold War and carrying nuclear missiles. I leave them, I join Exxon, I become an executive with Exxon. I spend 10 years with Exxon. I get promoted 10 times. In 10 years, at age 31, I'm in charge of a $1 billion project supervising the Valdez oil spill cleanup, where I saw the worst environmental disaster and the truth about how the truth is all manipulated and you can't believe anything you read in the paper, and how the media and everybody does all the crazy things they do. During the rest of my life, I end up being in the middle of 9/11 and SARS, and so for some reason you can connect the dots for on your own. I always seem to be in the middle of some kind of crisis. My name really is Jonathan David Messenger. That's my birth name. A lot of people ask me that. That's my birth name. And my name was too long to fit on my name tag in the Navy, so they shortened it to JD Messenger. So that's how that came about. So after the 11 years in the Navy and the 10 years at Exxon, I become an Ernst Young partner. In fact, I become the CEO. But I'm doing energy projects all over the world. I'm putting in the coal, oil, gas, power systems in Africa, China, South America, England. I work for the 10 largest oil companies in the world. I write the position papers for Rudy Giuliani and Barack Obama and John McCain. I'm advising prime ministers and members of royalty. I'm an important person, right? I was much taller. I was much taller at the time. Yeah, breaking your neck kind of slices you, cuts you off. You know, they didn't cut me off the knees, they cut me off in the middle. So what happened was my neck started collapsing and deteriorating. In 1985, I was a submarine officer, and we were refueling my ship in the shipyard in Newport News, and in the middle of the night, a crane came, and it hit me, and it snapped my neck back, and it crushed my neck. And, you know, that hurt a lot, and I was in traction, and, you know, they put one of these stimulators with pads on my back with sensors, and whenever the pain got too big, I was supposed to crank the juice up, and I'd start twitching like this. And it was supposed to tell the brain not to, it doesn't hurt, but that didn't work, so I don't recommend that. But anyway, I got better. So that was 85. I was still in the Navy. Then I go through Exxon and Ernst Young. So here I am 15 years later after all that important stuff. And I'm the CEO of Ernst Young Consulting. I'm leading global systems and mergers and integration and writing all these papers. And at the time, I'm an advisor to the Joint Chiefs of Staff and Military Operations and the Prime Minister of Singapore. And my neck starts hurting. And it starts hurting, I take some pain pills. And it starts hurting a little more, and I take pain pills. By the time January 2000 comes around, I'm popping an entire bottle of pain pills every 3 or 4 days. I'm oblivious to the fact that my nerves are getting crushed and that I have no strength left in my arm, my left arm. I've just got to keep working, right? That's what it's all about, right? Isn't that life is a destination at Station 401k called retirement? You know, money makes you happy. Take a pill, it'll solve everything. You know, these are all illusions. So I, the morning of January 18th, 2000, I wake up, I turn the hot water on in the shower, and I put my arms up in the air to stretch. And the last thing that was holding my neck together pops. And it twists my spinal column around. I don't recommend this, okay? It felt like someone took an axe and was trying to split me in half. It was that excruciating. So obviously I scream. And I come staggering out of the bathroom, like if this is the door, I like step out the door, the shower was over here, and I'm like screaming and going like this. And the next thing I knew is I'm out of my body. Now I had, at the Naval Academy, I had some officers who were from in Vietnam, and they told me about their being a POW and being tortured and having an out-of-body experience. And I didn't really know what that meant. I never really thought about it. Okay, but now I'm telling you, I had an out-of-body experience. I'm not in my body. I am like up here, if that's where my body is, and there's no me, there's no toes, there's no mind, there's no pain, there's no thinking. It's all rather nice, you know? There's just an awareness, a presence, and it's peaceful and it's blissful. And that body, it was like the plug just got unplugged from the doll or the puppet, and it just collapsed, and it flopped onto the bureau, and then it flopped onto the floor, and then whoosh, you know, I go off, and I go through a tunnel. And I'm not creative enough to make any of this up. So I can see all these things. I can't remember what I had for dinner 2 nights ago or a movie I watched 3 days ago, and I might not remember your name 3 seconds after you tell me, but I can't ever forget any one of these images or visions. It's, you know, like they were just moments ago.